I open my eyes and instantly feel something is wrong. The air around me is dry, burning hot, and strangely quiet. A moment ago, I was stepping out of the warp, pushing through its storms as I have done endless times before. Now there is only stillness. No whisper of chaos, no roar of demons, no psychic echoes calling out across space. The silence is so complete that it almost feels hostile. I take a slow breath and taste sand in the wind. When I look down, I see a desert stretching in every direction, huge dunes shaped by a merciless sun. The sand shifts under my boots like a living thing. I instantly know I am far from the Imperium. This universe feels thin, almost empty. Its psychic field is weak and dry, as if the energy of life barely reaches the surface. I reach out with my mind, searching for anything familiar. I sense humans, but they are different, quiet inside, without the strong psychic spark my people carry. There are no astropaths, no librarians, no signs of psychers. It feels like humanity here has grown without touching the warp at all. For a moment, I am relieved. For another, uneasy. A universe without chaos is a blessing. A universe without psychic strength is a danger of its own. As I look deeper, I sense groups of people spread across this world. Their energies are small, but sharp, shaped by years of struggle. I feel the pride of House Atreides, the cruelty wrapped around House Harkonnen, the cold calculation of the Bene Gesserit, and the fierce survival instinct of the Fremen. These people live under pressure, so constant that it has become part of their identity. The sand under me starts to tremble. A long, rolling vibration moves through the ground, growing stronger with each heartbeat. Something massive stirs beneath the surface. I stay still, listening. A deep roar rises from far below, echoing like a living thunder. Whatever is down there moves with purpose, and the desert seems to obey it. I ready myself, not because I expect danger, but because instinct pushes me to understand this strange world. As I continue forward, I notice how precious water is here. Every movement in the sand, every small shelter, every tool hints at a culture built around survival. These people treat water like sacred treasure, and I cannot blame them. Their lives depend on every drop. It reminds me of the Imperium's countless worlds that bleed and starve under war, yet still hold on to hope. The wind shifts, carrying a faint scent, something sharp and sweet at the same time. Spice, I feel a soft touch inside my mind, like a hesitant knock on a door. It tries to show me something, a tiny spark of vision, but it is too weak to move me. Still, I understand its power. In this universe, spice is everything. I choose a direction and begin walking, sensing human life buried deep below the dunes. Whatever this new world holds, my purpose does not change. I will protect humanity, even here. Even alone, as I move across the dunes, I feel a cluster of human minds ahead of me, sharp and cautious. When I reach the entrance of a hidden opening in the sand, figures rise from the shadows. Their still suits blend with the desert, and their eyes shine with the blue glow of heavy spice use. They freeze when they see me. My height, my armor, and the quiet power around me make them grip their crysknives with both fear and duty. I do not raise my hands, but I let my presence soften. I speak in a calm voice, telling them I mean no harm. My words echo slightly in the narrow tunnel behind them, and the sound seems to unsettle them even more. They circle me, unsure, whispering to each other in a language shaped by sand and struggle. One man steps forward. His stance is firm, his expression steady, and his eyes measure every detail of me. He looks at me as if he is trying to decide whether he faces a threat, a legend, or a trick of the desert. He asks who I am, and I tell him only that I am a traveler seeking understanding. His gaze sharpens when he speaks the words Mahdi and Lisan Ogabe. The weight of those titles hangs in the air. I feel how much hope and fear are tied to them. I understand too well the danger of prophecy. Entire worlds can be trapped by it, bent into shapes that destroy them. I tell him gently that I am no one's promised savior. He listens, but doubt flickers behind his eyes. They study my armor with a mix of awe and suspicion. Their fingers brush the surface and feel the impossible strength of the material. They tap on it, expecting metal, but it sounds like nothing they know. I sense their questions building, so I show them a tiny fraction of my power. I lift a handful of sand with my mind and let it swirl in a silent circle before dropping it back to the ground. Their breaths catch. The crysknives lower, but not all the way. They guide me deeper inside. As we walk, they speak of their life on Arrakis' harsh work, strict water rules, constant danger from worms, and the cruelty of the Harkonnens. I listen carefully. Their suffering reminds me of the countless citizens of my Imperium, crushed by war, yet still fighting to survive. These people carry the same fire. They offer me a small amount of spice. I place it on my tongue, and the effect is immediate. My mind sharpens. Visions push against my thoughts like waves on a shore, but they cannot take hold. My will is far stronger than the spice's influence, yet I respect its strange nature. They finally welcome me into their siege. I watch how carefully they treat water, how disciplined their lives are, and how much strength they hide behind quiet words. I see clearly that they do not need a divine figure. They need freedom, control of their own future. But I also sense other forces moving in this world's shadows of power, ancient plans, and one name shining brighter than the rest: Paul Atreides. When I first stand before Paul Atreides, I feel his mind reaching toward mine before he even speaks. His prescient sense brushes against my thoughts like a thin blade trying to cut through armor. He tries to see my future, my origin, my purpose. I let him push for a moment, then I block him with a single quiet thought. His eyes widen, not in fear, but in pure shock. He has never met someone he cannot read. He studies me carefully. I can tell he is used to being the one who understands others before they understand him. I tell him that his gift is strong but still young, and that power without control can turn into chains. He listens, but I also feel his pride. He wants to believe he already knows his path. He begins speaking of the Landsraad, the Podesha Emperor, the Guild, the Bene Gesserit, and the long hidden threads that tie their politics together. As he talks, I see clearly how similar these forces are to the manipulators in my own universe. Different names, different symbols, but the same hunger for control. I tell him this softly, and he frowns. Realizing that his world is not unique in its corruption, the spice lingers on his skin and in his eyes, bright and restless. I can almost feel it humming inside him. I focus for a moment and let its energy brush against my mind. It resonates like a faint echo of the warp, but without the madness or corruption. It sharpens thoughts, deepens awareness, and opens paths in the mind that were once sealed. For someone like Paul, it can become both a gift and a burden. He asks me about my origin. His tone is steady, but I sense a deeper question behind his words. He wants to know if I am a threat to his destiny. I tell him only what he needs to hear: that I come from another universe, that I was made to guide humanity, and that I have faced enemies far beyond the reach of any house on Arrakis. His silence afterward tells me much. He is trying to imagine a world greater than his visions. I explain to him that visions should never rule his decisions. I teach him how to breathe through the pressure of futures pressing against his mind, how to step back from the flood of possibilities instead of drowning in them. He tries the technique, and I feel his mental field become calmer, more focused. He looks at me with something close to gratitude. We speak about leadership. I tell him that sacrifice is not about glory or prophecy, but about responsibility. He listens closely when I warn him that even a righteous path can become tyranny, if he believes destiny gives him permission to shape others by force. His expression tightens. He understands the warning. As we finish, a heavy truth settles in my thoughts. If Paul rises without guidance, his power could ignite a holy war that spreads far beyond Arrakis. I must help him choose a better direction, and if he refuses, I must be ready to stop him for the sake of humanity. The tension across this world grows heavier each day. I sense the Harkonnens sharpening their cruelty, gathering weapons, and preparing for another strike against the Fremen. The Padishah Emperor watches from afar, afraid of losing control, yet unwilling to face the truth that his rule is slipping. The Bene Gesserit whisper in hidden corners, unsettled by my presence and terrified that their long plans may crumble. Their fear spreads like a quiet storm, and I feel the weight of their worry pressing against the edges of my thoughts. Through all this, I stay close to the Fremen. I do not command them. I guide them. I show them how to stand as one force instead of scattered groups fighting only to survive. I teach them discipline, formation, strategy, and patience. Their courage was always strong, but now it gains shape. With unity, they become more than desert warriors. They become a people who understand their own strength. When the time comes to face the Emperor, I walk into his court without hesitation. Every noble eye turns toward me. Their fear is clear. They feel my power long before they see it. Their machines scan me, but their readings fail again and again.